Good morning and welcome back to another very early morning of living in the new home. Thank you very much, Adele and Chris, for the card. Very kind of you. We didn't record much on Friday. Reason being is it ended up turning into sort of a rest and recuperation day. I had to finish off some work after coming home early for the asbestos people. So there really wasn't much to film yesterday. But for people that may have already noticed in the background, the pipe is still there. Now, the reason for the pipe still being there is the chaps rocked up from the company to come take it out, and they hadn't brought a ladder with them, and they also hadn't brought a breaker with them. Basically, I don't think there'd been some miscoms between the guy that was doing the quoting and the people that were coming to remove it. And what they hadn't realised is that this stack actually goes up and out the roof, and the bottom of the chimney breast out there is on the bottom half of it. So it's attached to some lead flashing, which means they need to get on the roof to detach it so we don't end up with a load of water leaking in, and at least make it right temporarily until I can get a roofer in to look at it properly. And they didn't have the ladder with them to get on the roof, so they could only half do the job. And with the bricks being in the way, they didn't have the breaker to move those out of the way safely. So they were like, we can take the bottom half out, but then we'll have to come back next week anyway. And I was kind of like, you might as well do it all in one job. It's only a couple of hours job, so you might as well do it all on the same day. So we sent them away again, and nothing really else happened, which is not that fantastic. In better news, though, Elizabeth has made it safely back from her trip down to the embassy in Edmonton. She's done all the biometrics and everything, so now she's literally just waiting for her visa application approval stuff to come through, which is fantastic. So we are literally just in the last end games of waiting now, which is fantastic, before she comes join us back in the new house, which is lovely. We have a plan of attack today, though, and it's quite an extensive plan of attack, and we're going to see how far we get through it all, as always. First plan of attack is I've made a tip appointment for 9:15 this morning, so I've got about half an hour to get some stuff loaded into the car, because we just need to start getting rid of some of the junk and some of the rubbish in the house. I mean, if I just take you all downstairs quickly, you'll see it's starting to stack up a bit with all the work we're doing, and it's only going to get worse. So we also have stuff in the garage as well, which needs to be got rid of. So we have some plasterboard from the bottom of that wall there, and then we have a load of junk just over here. So we're going to bag up as much as we can sensibly in one trip before we get shouted at for taking too much down the tip, and then get rid of that, which is going to be good. Next thing we need to do then is, and I did some research last night, we're going to be building a platform in the loft today for the hot water tank, or at least make a start on it, because I've got personal things to do in the afternoon. So I'm going to walk over the road, because there's a building merges over the road, and get some 2x4 timber to start building the platform in there. So we'll be up in the loft once we get back from the tip. Just take some measurements, look how much we need and how we're going to do it. And then we need to run to Wicks as well and get some brackets to mount it all together. So we're going to up with a plan of attack for that. The reason I'm going to walk to the builders merchants is because I need fairly long lengths, which aren't going to fit in the car, and it's only about half mile. Shouldn't be too heavy, hopefully. So we're going to shoulder it back. So I'll let you know how we get on with that one. We may potentially need to call in reinforcements. So platform in the loft is the next plan of attack, and then a little bit later this afternoon, of 3:30, we've got a trim book to go get this mess sorted out on top of my head. So we're heading back towards my parents, because never going to cheat on my barber. He's done me right for many years. So we're going to head all the way back to my parents and go get the haircut there. Probably see the boys in the afternoon. And then final plan of attack then is we need to start ordering some staff, spending more money. We've done quite well so far, where we haven't actually spent too much, but we need to physically start getting things in. So we need to order the new toilet system for the concealed toilet that's going in there, and the pan and everything, basically the entire toilet. We also need to order the shower unit, which we selected. Plumber seems to think the one we've got is good. So we're going to get that ordered as well, and at least get both of those in. So we've got some material on the way, which should be good. So let's join us for a hopefully busy, long and exciting day. And I'll update you throughout it as we start destroying. Well, it's actually not a destroy day. It's a buildy kind of day, which is good. So, but let's get down to the tip first of all. Tip run was a success. We managed to get rid of 4 bags of hardcore, so we managed to sneak an extra bag in, 1 bag of plaster, and a lot of the old carpet from the living room. We've still got a load more to come up, but the car was full at that point, so we'll take that up at another point in time. As you can tell by my attire though, we are up in the loft, and we got the rainy day that we asked for, or the cooler day that we asked for, but it is still flipping horrible up there. So you can see down here, I brought the boards up to lay a bit more of a platform just to work on, because at the moment I'm standing across the joist doing like a permanent squat,
I have been up there just to try and clear some space, just to get some working areas so I can actually get up there and mount the camera and stuff so we can film a little bit better, which would be good. And to do that, I've removed a couple of bags worth of fiberglass already. But just to show what we're fighting with, you're going to have a lovely camera shot while I climb up in the loft here. We have this space up here in the joists, and effectively this is where the water tank currently is. If I can reach and grab my torch, there we go. That's where the water tank currently is, and we're going to put the hot water tank in between all those joists over there. Now, that gap across there is about 1400 wide from sort of the bottom of each of the eaves. So obviously the tank won't be that wide, we won't even get it through a loft hatch. But I do need to mount the weight of it across multiple ones of these joists. Now, I've taken some measurements. If we get 2,400 mil or 2.4 meter beams, we can mount them across the 4 joists here. I'm just going to check with the plumber whether he wants me to try and push it and come all the way out to this 5th one, though that's going to be a bit more of a challenge because we've already got pipe work and plumbing and everything else here, so that may be a little bit more of a challenge. But we're going to get up here, we're going to remove a bit more of this fiberglass, and we're going to get some of these boardings down that we've got down there, just so we've got a bit better platform to work on, take some more measurements, and then it's time to go timber shopping. And told to get Canadian grade, so I have asked Elizabeth if she can potentially bring some back with her from Canada, but she says that it might be just a little bit of a challenge to get in the suitcase. It's dusty up here, so let's get that back on. So yeah, let's get a couple of boards up here just to make it a little bit easier to work, take some final measurements, and then let's go buying some wood. Welcome to my new hidey hole. Let me talk you through the findings. First of all, we have what we can affectionately call the elephant's foot down the back here. That looks like where the insulation has come over the top of the wall and just gone into lumps there. It breaks up pretty easy, so we'll have to get that bagged and tagged in a way. We also then have the water feed and electrics for the shower, which you can tell because just inside that hole there is the grey sheet for the plastic lining inside the bathroom, which is interesting, and you can see the top panel, so that's up there. You can also see forced plastering coming through the ceiling there, and interestingly there's another hole just there as well for something that used to be there at some point, so we're okay there. Now this is the space we're going to build the platform in. We've got the 4 joists we can come across, as you can see by the boards here. And I reckon we can build a 1800mm by 1200mm platform pretty comfortably, and then use these boards as a decking thing to put that on. So I've sent that across to the plumber just to get confirmation that that's okay. But in the meantime, I think what I'll do is I'm going to leave this as is, because it's got to come out at some point, but we'll do it in a bit. But I want to go get the timber first. So we need to go get ourselves some 4x2 timber. We're going to get the 2.4 meter lengths, because one, that's the shortest, and it may actually fit in the car. We'll see, with a bit poking out. And that should cover these joists here, and we might even bolt it into that section up the end there to build that platform. If not, then we may be able to come slightly further this way, because it gives us 600 centimeters to maybe go over here to put them in, but I think I'm really going to struggle to hit that 5th joist there. But at least we know what we're doing now, and we can go do that. So I'll catch you up in the timber store, hopefully with it fitting in my car. If not, then carrying it down the street with it on my shoulder.
Great news! 2.4 metres will fit easily. No need to carry timber. Let's go shopping. Well, this is a bit of a cock-up. Hours. Saturday. Closes at 12 noon. I've missed it. It's 2 o'clock. Sunday. Closed. Also not good. We need to go find somewhere else to get the wood we need, which is probably going to cost more money. Great. Anyway, let's head to Wickes and get the brackets and everything else we need in the meantime while I figure out where to go and get the rest of this stuff from. Great success. And with my work discount, not much more than it would have cost to go into tippers anyway. So we got it in there, just enough room to get it all in. These brackets are probably way overkill for what I'm trying to do, but I like to make sure it's secure, and we've got the boards there as well. So let's get it home and then off to get a haircut. Welcome to the loft at nearly midnight. It's been quite a long day, and we've made quite a lot of progress. It's just I haven't shown much of it because it's quite difficult to record or do anything up in a loft, especially while wearing the face mask. So yeah, we went out, we've had a fresh trim, which may not look like it. It's probably a mess because it's hot and sweaty up here at the moment. We also spent some good time with Jacko, went out and got some food, and then spent some time just catching up and chatting with the parents as well, which was nice. But yeah, you now join me in the roof.
let me show you where we're at and what the plan is so far. So we have up here the beams, or a couple of the beams, just to do some spacing with. Oh, we found some more stuff in the loft, which I'll show you in a minute. But effectively, this is what we're looking to do. So this is the beam number 1, effectively. We're going to put 4 of these at 400mm centre spacing. So unfortunately, where this pipe is here that currently feeds the shower, it's bang slap where I want to put one of the other beams. So I'm going to have to leave that one out until the plumber's here to shift that pipe. But the idea is we'll take 4 of these beams. This gap between the 2 eaves here is about 1800. We're going to make the platform about 1200. And then that'll allow us to put the plates there, effectively, the loft board, which are 300 long, right the way across there, which make a nice strong platform for the water tanks we mounted on. So we have had to clear out quite a lot of insulation, as well as some of the elephant's foot over there. But unfortunately, I think we're nearing the point of stop, because what we've also got is we've got this extra brace that's been popped on for some reason, which is where I need to mount these. So I need to cut that off effectively somewhere over there. Maybe just re-brace it in a different way. But then again, these support beams are probably going to do that anyway. So that's got to cut out, which I can't do because it's going to be loud and noisy. So I've got to wait a little bit of time before we do that. And then we can get that other beam and then at least start looking at where the platform is going to sit and lie in its final resting form. I think the final thing I can do tonight is just to... I understand where this is going now. I know the plate is 17mm, which means I can start taking some measurements about how much space we're effectively going to have with inside of here, which will give us an idea of where the water tank can and can't sit. So we have made a good chunk of progress. I haven't recorded a lot of it because, as I said, it's just dark, it's dusty, it's a mess up here. So it's probably going to be more in the form of progress updates than time lapses. But yeah, I'm going to take these final measurements, then I'm going to pack up here downstairs up for today, and then I'll go show you the treasures that we found.
Let me walk you through the additional findings from the loft. We have an big lampshade with lovely, I don't know, what's that, 70s, 60s pattern? No idea, but they're no use, so that's going to have to go down the tip. We found a number of new animals, including a seal, who's seen better days. His head's a little bit deformed, the whole thing's a little bit wonky, and his stuffing's all horrible. But yeah, we found Ann Seal. We also found Ann Duck. I don't think he has a name, but it's a Play Whackers Toys Children Love. Not gonna lie, if I woke up looking at that, I'd be slightly terrified. But yeah, so we've got that guy. We've got a monkey, who also has a bear, who also has a slightly terrifying and wonky face, but I'm sure he was well loved at some point. I don't know, what's that one? Something made in London, made in the Koreas. Interesting. So that could even be pre Korean War and the 76 parallel split or whatever it is that goes on there. So that's an interesting one. Could also be used to smuggle chemicals, but whatever. We have Morris Mouse, the mouse bear thing. All new materials, synthetic fibre, surface water only. That one's made in China, so clearly much newer. And then we had this candle, which snapped on the way down, but it's got a bit of a cross and some doves, and it's a little bit bent. So that was some of the other bits. There is some other stuff down the back of the loft as well, which we've got to get down the other side yet, but it's not the area we're focusing on at the moment. We also had some certain type of made in England blankets, which are guaranteed warm. So they've been used as loft insulation, I guess. And then there's also some old boxes. This one's got a like wickery type bagging, which I'm sure somebody might actually want to use. And then there's like an old baby's dress and some knitwear and stuff like that, which can all just disappear, to be honest. So yeah, thankfully, well, unfortunately, no valuable finds, but hey ho, there's some bits and bobs, and yeah, we can probably just get rid of most of those in all reality. But yeah, we've made some good progress on the platform. In reality, it doesn't look like it, but we have made some good. We've done some measurement. We've checked a few things. We've laid out roughly what we want to do. So tomorrow we should be able to make some stonking progress and clear up the rest of it. Get the vacuum up there. Vacuum up the rest of that wall insulation, which is everywhere. Cut that bracing out and re-brace it somewhere else. lay these beams down and hopefully just get the platform built. But unfortunately it's a slow, hard slog up there because it is warm, it is sweaty with the mask on. It's not pleasant, and me being a 6'5" individual working in a small roof space is let's just say it's not fun. I haven't boshed my head just yet, but we are operating on my knees and back and crawling around, which isn't great. But we'll get there in the end. So yeah, we'll put that up tomorrow morning, and I'll catch you when the vlog restarts for that one.